There were many more creepy encounters in this investigation, and you should check out the whole investigation on MacLeod. This clip was uploaded by FrostmareTV, and it certainly is very strange. It seems to have been taken from a CCTV in some sort of gravel yard or maybe a construction site. The CCTV picks up a bizarre shadow figure that appears to be floating through the yard. If you look closely, you can make out what appears to be a head and even two arms. It also seems that some dogs in the area have noticed the figure as well. They look to be running and barking towards whatever it is that is floating through. Things get even stranger though as it moves up towards the road. It seems to become more and more human-like. This is definitely a very mysterious video. What could possibly explain this odd capture? Do you think this is truly a ghostly spirit caught on the CCTV? The next is a recording which was uploaded by a young man to the paranormal Reddit section. They have recently moved into a new place and stated that there had been a handful of really strange events unfolding, items that are moving around without anybody else being there, and footsteps that they hear in the midst of night. Today, the uploader was watching TV when he heard some really odd noises coming from the open patio and started recording.
Hey man, that is cool. What are you doing? What's going on? You okay? Can I get away? Do you want me to say how you're doing?
Comments range from this being a creepy apparition, from it simply being a strange reflection. But it's odd since the door is open. And the man states that there should be nothing reflecting. So, what do you think? Is this the face of something paranormal? Or what else could it be? This unsettling account comes from a pair of night security workers who were making their usual commute to the job when they experienced something that left them genuinely disturbed. As they drove deeper into the darkness, their headlights fell on a figure up ahead, standing right in the middle of the road. From a distance, it resembled a person, but the longer they looked, the more unnatural it seemed. There was no movement, no reaction, not even the slightest shift in posture as their vehicle approached. It simply stood there, as if waiting. When they reviewed the footage from their rear dash cam, expecting to catch a glimpse of the figure disappearing into the distance, they realized something was very wrong. There was nothing there. Not a shadow, not a blur, not even the faintest trace of someone standing on that road. The same figure they had both clearly seen with their own eyes simply didn't exist on the recording. Naturally, some have tried to explain it away. A camera glitch perhaps, or headlights casting an illusion through the fog or trees. Others suggested it could have been a person dressed in dark clothing who stepped out of frame just in time. But none of those explanations sit right with those who were there. Very strange. This clip was uploaded by FrostmareTV, and it certainly is very strange. It seems to have been taken from a CCTV in some sort of gravel yard or maybe a construction site. The CCTV picks up a bizarre shadow figure that appears to be floating through the yard. If you look closely, you can make out what appears to be a head and even 2 arms. It also seems that some dogs in the area have noticed the figure as well. They look to be running and barking towards whatever it is that is floating through. Things get even stranger though as it moves up towards the road. It seems to become more and more human-like. This is definitely a very mysterious video. What could possibly explain this odd capture? Do you think this is truly a ghostly spirit caught on the CCTV? On a trip to an old castle, namely the Hearst Castle in Hampshire, Tony Ferguson caught a really creepy looking thing peeking out of one of the windows. He states, "While we were there, I really felt like something was following me from room to room, but your mind can play tricks on you, so I tried to ignore it. But when I watched the video back, I was shocked. It's quite a scary looking figure. I didn't see the figure until I watched the footage back. Now, what could he come up with?" It clearly looks like an apparition is stepping forward into the window, and we can almost make out an eye. Was it maybe a former prisoner's spirit? If it wasn't an apparition, what else could it have been? It certainly was no employee. Let me know what you guys think. Tony is sure that he even could capture another apparition, moments after asking the spirit world to please manifest in the window if anything is there with him. So, what do we think about that one? Just another confirmation for paranormal energy. In this clip, we are following along an Italian investigation team, and they made it to some supposedly haunted dormitories. Apparently, many former workers have shared tales about strange noises in the night and even shadow sightings. It is also said that several people went missing in there, since safety regulations were basically non-existent at the time this building was still operational. Let's see what they could capture.
Poi sono passi pesanti, Cioè sono rumori pesanti proprio. Hai sentito? No ragazzi, io sopra non ci voglio salire. Che cazzo? Il corridoio dovrebbe essere chiuso. Non abbiamo visto quella stanza.
A dark shadow is appearing at the end of this derelict hallway, walking towards the right and then simply disappearing into thin air. None of the team members saw it at the time, but after rewatching the video, they are pretty certain that this shadow was of paranormal nature. Could this be the case? Who can say? The following is a pretty creepy capture that was forwarded by user Shockwave74. He states that this image was captured by a wife and husband who had just moved into their new home. The wife grabbed their camera and decided to capture a picture of her husband on the sofa. However, there seemed to be somebody else with them that night. A pretty creepy looking face can be seen, seemingly hiding in between the steps of an assembly ladder. The couple is pretty certain that they had no guests in their home at the time, so who knows, maybe a former resident was visiting them from the afterlife, or even worse, an unwanted intruder. Whatever the answer, it's pretty safe to say, the couple must have had nightmares after seeing this head pop up on their photograph. The following is an update from Diego Spikers, who has shared some really terrifying encounters in the past in his own apartment. Apparently there's a spirit haunting his entire family. One of the latest terrifying captures was featuring a strange hand that seemingly belonged to nobody. What kind of hand is that? Some commenters speculate that this might be the hand of a demon, since this does not look human to them. But who can say for sure? It is really creepy without a doubt, and I guess we will never fully know how exactly this unfolded. Now we want to watch a video from user FlowJoe37, who was staying in the supposedly haunted Emily Morgan Hotel in San Antonio, Texas. This hotel is a hotspot for paranormal encounters, and Joe was walking around with his camera in the hopes to capture anything inexplicable. Let's see. Joe believes that we can see either an arm of a ghost or maybe a piece of clothing, as this being is walking into the frame and reflecting off the mirror. But if it's not a ghost, what else could this have been? Is it maybe just a strange reflection? I actually can't tell. Can you? The following is another CCTV recording, which was captured on a ship which was sailing off the coast of Somalia this past September. Security saw some strange balls of light at first, but didn't think anything of it. Nobody was moving in the lower area of the ship at the time for security reasons, as they were making it over the border. The area was pitch black at the time. But then something really unusual unfolded. We see a person manifesting, but how is that possible? It looks like a dark cloud is forming, and then the person appears. Many of the crew were sure that a mysterious event was transpiring here. Of course, they didn't see anybody leaving the area at the time on any of the other cameras. So, do we have to assume that a ghost was visiting that night? This video was uploaded by the Brazilian channel Root X Paranormal Investigations. In it, the team is exploring a church in Rio de Janeiro that is over 100 years old and said to be extremely haunted. According to the team, there are actually many graves situated under and around the church, some as old as 200 years. However, it is hard to say exactly how many people might be buried there, since apparently reports of residents were very inaccurate in those days. Apparently, this church was at some point a popular destination for tourists, however, due partially to the claims of spirits haunting those who enter, it is no longer often visited by anyone and is falling into disrepair. The team spends a while outside the building and then inside using their paranormal devices to try and make contact with any of the spirits. Ironically, though, their most amazing capture they caught this night came from their simple camera. As two members of the team are checking some equipment in one of the back rooms, this strange shadow is seen walking behind them from right to left. Nobody on the team is walking into this direction, and nobody seems to notice the shadow live in that moment. Is this a spirit that resides in the old church, or is there a reasonable explanation for the outsighting? It looks like a pair of legs appear out of thin air. They step back and vanish into the pond. The officers later said it freaked them out so badly they didn't bother patrolling that section for the rest of the night. Because the strange thing is, we only see the legs, no torso, no arms, and no head. It's like whatever it was didn't want to be seen fully and just slipped into the water. Pretty chilling if you ask me. Was somebody just snooping around, or did something more mysterious unfold? Now we want to take another look at the case of Maddie McGarrissey, who has shared his haunted living situation with us in the past. For whatever reason, there seems to be an evil spirit inheriting the house of his family, and there were quite a few creepy encounters unfolding over the years. He started recording these incidents in the form of a video diary, and has to share some pretty spooky news with us today. Let's take a look.
Guys, so I decided to go downstairs and just start taking random pictures. You know, maybe I'd pick up something, or silhouette. I have no words. So I started down my stairs, nothing really. Then I moved to that hallway when I was in my out-of-body experience. Nothing really, a little shadow. Then that, like, weird orb. But wait till you see this. 2 eyes in my fireplace. 2 glowing red eyes. How f***ed up is that? What the f***?
This can only be described as terrifying, and nobody knew what this could have been. Was it a reflection? But how? There's no glass window or door. So, was this maybe the paranormal entity that is haunting his home? Maddie had no idea, but he had a pretty bad feeling about it.
Alright, so I've gotten this DM like 150,000 times about like a lady or a demon's face or 2 eyes in this window. But when the lights are off, I don't know how it's still there. So I don't know how it could be lights. To be honest, I really don't know what the it is. It's definitely weird. And like when I turn around and look back at the house, it's gone. So right there you see it. When I turn back around, it is gone. So that's why I'm saying, like, I really don't know what it could be at all. I really don't know. People are saying it looks like a demon's face. This person said it looks like a dark-haired woman. Here it is a little zoomed in. And then this is like the people who are saying it looks like a demon's face, 2 eyes and like a mouth open.
Could this in fact be the eyes of a demon? What is your opinion? But it didn't stop there.
Really convinced there's somebody in my bathroom. Oh my God. I just heard footsteps and I don't know what the that just was. Bro. All my towels just fell. Somebody just yanked all my towels down. Bro.
It's pretty clear at this point that Maddie is dealing with something really powerful that is even able to move his items around.
Alright, so now seeing that, it's the same eyes that were on my balcony, in my fireplace, and I mean, come on. What else could it be? There's no technology or anything that could make lights in my closet. And then I turn on the flash, and my holy water gets thrown off.
For many people, this was proof enough that Maddie's family was actually being haunted by a pretty sinister entity that liked to play pranks on them and that startled them ever so often. So, what would you do in a situation like that? Let's keep an eye on Maddie's case and wish him the best. Ray Bittner Sr. has shared the following video, which he and a colleague captured at the haunted Davis house in Kokomo, Indiana one night. They were investigating what appears to be an unfinished basement of that building. They had 2 mirrors with them, which they were using to capture whatever wanted to be seen that night. And after trying to communicate with the spirit world, the female investigator might have captured something otherworldly. Take a good look.
Is that you down in that corner? Huh?
Oh, I see. There we go.
They caught a creepy pair of eyes in the corner of the basement, seemingly staring back at them the moment they turned the flashlight on for a second. Apparently, this was the only time they saw that thing, and they are still speculating as of what or who this could have been. Your idea? We want to take a look at the continuous haunting of Dino Nuggets, who seems to be living with a really scary shadow being in his home. He has captured this creature before on several occasions, and today he's making his way into the basement once more to tell this demon about some news. Let's take a look.
Heard glass break. There's nothing down there but my windows to break. I'm leaving the house, man. You're done. Catch me if you can. I'm leaving, man. Have it out now.
It is unknown to me if Dino is leaving this house for good, possibly moving into a bit more peaceful home. I'm sure nobody would fault him for that. However, this being seems not to be too happy with this decision. As he's bolting out of the basement after dropping his phone, we are being left with a glimpse of what was with him in the basement that night. The same shadow creature that we have seen before, no doubt about that. Now the question is, will this thing follow Dino into his new home? I guess we will have to wait and see. Now let's take a look at another investigation by MacLeod. The team at MacLeod has been checking out haunted locations for a while and have great reputations as professional ghost hunters. Well, in this video they are checking out the Church of Jericho. This small abandoned church is located in Jericho, Wisconsin, and apparently is thought to be extremely haunted. The history of this church is relatively unknown. However, the team does mention there could possibly be some past of abuse in this church, which possibly could contribute to any spirits living within the walls. It doesn't take long before strange activity is captured in this church. Take a look at what they catch on the stairs shortly after entering into the main building.
All of this stuff belonged to someone at some point.
Well, this used to be like a private school section or something.
I thought there was a nunnery. Didn't you say there was like nuns' quarters?
Oh yeah, he did say that. So the nuns must have lived here?
Either that, if like it was a Catholic school or nunnery or something. Yeah, they must have.
Hang on. Getting reading right in front of us in the middle of the hallway. Right there. See?
The SLS camera seems to pick up the presence of any person on the stairs or in the middle of the hallway. The team does note that it will sometimes pick up on objects and mistake them for people. However, this hallway doesn't have anything in it really. Strange.
Is there anybody that would like to talk to us through this device? Oh, dude, there's a bunch of weird up here, man. Oh, what the Hey, dude, did you see that right there move?
Did something move the tarp, perhaps? There were many more creepy encounters in this investigation, and you should check out the whole investigation on MacLeod. The following was captured by the security camera of a laundromat store. The owner uploaded the video as proof, because many people swore that the building was extremely haunted. Creepy sightings were nothing rare, apparently. However, the owner could never capture evidence on his camera until this night. After closing the store up for the night, the man left and the security camera kept rolling. The footage got randomly pulled one day, and they saw something on it that looked quite creepy. It looks like a woman with dark hair that is standing next to the laundry machine in the right top corner of the room. How terrifying. What's even more creepy, however, is how she mysteriously seems to appear in the room, and then, only moments after, disappears again. Of course, there are reflections from the street outside that can be seen in this store, but many are certain that this is not what we are seeing here. So, is this a spirit haunting the man's store? The following was taken during a haunted ghost tour of Salem, MA. This is an old house that has several ghost sightings, especially seen through the windows. The story goes that a man and his family lost their lives in there. The ghost on this picture was taken in an area where the house butts up against another house, and not a common walkway, very narrow area. The photos before and after are clear and not this blurry. So, what do we say to this one? Did this person capture a real ghost? Some commenters say that this looks like a child that might be wearing a white dress. Could this be so? This video was uploaded by paranormal enthusiast and ghost hunter Tim Morozov. Tim regularly visits known haunted and abandoned locations, and in this episode he's visiting an abandoned village that apparently was discovered a few years ago by some hunters while they were in the area. Apparently, there were sightings of a woman in white in this village by a few people.
Боковым зрением.
Tim has explored all the houses, and the one he visits today apparently has the strongest paranormal activity out of them all.
Там есть кто-нибудь?
As Tim is setting up his equipment, he captures this strange apparition in the doorway behind him. A strange ghostly shadow moves quickly across the back room. Could this be the spirit of the woman in white? It certainly looks pretty creepy to me, whatever we are seeing here on camera. The following clips were shared by user BV1150, who states that he as well is experiencing some really terrifying events unfolding in his own four walls. Ever since moving into his new place, he was visited by strange shadow sightings and was woken up in the midst of night by loud banging noises and furniture that was being pushed around. His friends never believed him, however, and they were certain that he was just joking around. In the following video, he had a friend over, and indeed, there seemed to be some unusual loud noises that were stemming from his closet, or from right above his closet, which was weird because nobody else should have been there.
Get up. Get up. Get up. You're here. Listen.
Nothing at first glance, but after BV decides to take a look around and opens the door to one of the rooms, there seemed to be something else with them. A really odd-looking shadow can be seen standing at the end of the room, and then it charges at them as if it wanted to hurt them. BV states that they could not sleep at his place that night and that he has nightmares ever since. If it wasn't just a skit by the young man, has maybe something demonic entered? Something that is now playing tricks on him? Who can say? This next video was uploaded by NVTV and was submitted to their channel by Michael Johnson. About the capture he wrote, "In April 2016 I saw something weird in the tree lines. I went in for a little bit and came back out and it was still there. My friends say it was a Sasquatch because we are in Maine, United States. But I'm not from here, so I'm definitely not a Bigfoot believer." Let's see what Michael captured. A strange creature appears to be leaning out from behind one of the trees in the distance. Michael zooms in to get a closer look. The creature definitely appears to be something human-like. Could this be a Bigfoot? Some viewers speculated this could be a skinwalker or a dogman, due to the thin appearance and relatively small stature. It's really hard to say, if it wasn't hoaxed, of course. The following clip was recorded and shared by the channel Paranormal Eidolon, who himself claims to be a paranormal enthusiast. He came across something really interesting, and the video description reads as follows. "I caught this by accident. I had posted it to my other channel and someone picked it up. This is the raw, unedited footage. I was testing the zoom on a new camera I bought. I didn't see this when I took the video. The thing is, I got so unwell after this, I nearly died. I am wondering what I caught was something warning. I didn't get it until I looked back at some old footage." I know people will think this isn't real, but this is the raw video. I believe it is something, but I can't prove either way. It wasn't just a bird I caught. The only thing is, there's no bottom half, and only the head, or what looks like a head, is moving. Did this man capture a ghost here? Some believe this to be a scarecrow, but I think it looks a bit too strange for that. But what do I know?